Hi, let's talk about Mudrick Capital. It's an acquisition company that is mostly seeking for the investment, and as usually acquisitions companies does not have any of financial data as available. So here we see less than 3 years of financial data available. There would not be so much information about the fundamentals because they usually collect the money for the company that they would merge with. So usually they announce M&A and the stock price goes up usually. Then they after the merge, those who invested in this company will get some of the shares within the future company. So for example, if you have one of this stock, and if the price would, for example, be, it's currently how much it is, 11 point, for example, $10, you have one stock, and other company that they're merging with have, for example, one share $20. So basically you will get half of the share in the future company if the market cap are particularly calculated this way as in my calculation. Of course, full information should not consider as investment advice. Anyway, market performance shows that they are not been so long on the market because they entered. So what's the graph? Yeah, somewhere around January, and the price went pretty still. Okay, -4, -5%, and usually SPAC companies do this, so they are pretty often at the same price many months till they find or announce of the M&A, merger and acquisition. Anyway, market performance, 7-day return 7%, 30 days -15%, and 90 days 35%. This 90 days performance, of course, beating the industry and the market. Long-term price volatility, it hasn't, because it hasn't been 5 years. So usually Simple Wall Street calculates based on previous 5 years. The industry itself is pretty volatile, more than average market. Valuation side, so PB ratio is currently pretty high, and as usually SPAC companies does not have any price targets, any stock price forecast or anything like that, because everything depends on within which stock or company they merge with. That's why it's so hard to calculate. It's basically you have to trust management that they would find perfect match. And yeah, so there's, I think, no reason to read those kind of fundamentals, because they're not having any financial data available. There's only like equity 5 million, okay, no depth, cash level 1 million. So actually they pretty much could do, within their waiting, could do some of the transactions, as here Mudrick Capital brought 8.5 million shares of AMC, then reportedly sold them off for a profit. The AMC, by the way, went pretty high this month, actually previous month, May. So that's positive news for the company, for the SPAC company, and for this AMC also. Of course, not paying dividends, and insider transactions volumes, no volumes, ownership breakdown. So mostly institutions holding, and yeah, it's 48%, hedge funds 39, general public 12. So this is actually pretty normal. And yeah, so there's a ownership breakdown. So top shareholder, they have this this Mudrick Capital Management with the current valuation of 107 million. And there's one of the companies that have been decreasing. Last reporting holding date 31st of March. And yeah, so there's I don't think there's a fresh data here. But anyway, as you can see, it's highly volatile share price, so they made pretty nicely from $10 to almost 20, so highest points 18.78, almost double itself. Some of early investors, as usually, earn it pretty nicely, and currently it's going downtrend, so I wouldn't be surprised if it end even to those numbers when they did IPO. So around $10, I think there's a good support level of this SPAC company. Also, simple safe dividends for sure, not showing any financials here, only that the shares outstanding is almost 38 million shares. And of course, if we look at the dynamics, so those who invested earlier, profits $80. Those who invested in the peak, those are currently 34% on the minus side. That's unfortunate, and usually that's why I do not recommend to invest in any company within 1% of your portfolio. I think max 3%. Usually if you are investing, try to collect some of the money that you could possibly diversify within first investment. So if you, for example, saved $100, $200, even $1,000, so is there a reason that for that risk? So usually new investors, usually after they buy any stock, they are losing like 20-30%. And if that's your first stock, if that's your first money investment, that's unfortunate, because probably they would panic and would sell at the loss. So for new investors, seeing minus 30, minus 50, and that is possible in the stock market, could you not panic when you're invested, for example, 1,000, and in 1 month holding of that stock, or 2 months, you're down 30%, so 700, you have $700. So is that, can your risk-taking abilities allows you to take those kind of risks, and you're invested in one stock? So that's actually pretty sad that it happens in the stock market. But usually you can figure it out, like you've been invested $300 for your education, so that would be better to enterprise it like that. And yeah, try to not sell, try to not panic. The stock market is volatile. It could go even in 1 day minus 80, minus 90%. So anything could happen. Also, it could go up like 100%, 1000%, like for example GameStop or so on, but that's another story. And investing.com selling this stock for long-term investors as a strong buy. And let's read the comments. So Aiden Knowles, thanks for subbing. Hi there. I'm sure you get a lot of requests, but I'm really integrated by your non-nonsense, honest approach to financial advice. Have you looked at ProPhase Labs or Viken Pharmaceutical at all? Both appear to be ready to explode. Wondering what your thoughts. Thanks again. Loving the content. Thanks, Aiden. So I open it up here. There's a Viken Therapeutics and ProPhase Labs. They are both down from its peak. So there's Therapeuticals, biotech companies that were in mid-February and early February on a peak. So those who invested there probably minus 44%. That's a lot. So usually I think there's a support level on somewhere around $5. So this is usually very good level for entry if there would be, but it also can go down till the I think there is a possibilities even to go lower to around $4 per share. And in bad scenarios, if there would be bad news, it could really go down to $1 per share. But usually if you're investing, try to not invest more than 1% of your portfolio. So it's better rather to invest in education, to get more payable job, to get more to the financial and in the investments. So in education there could be more of the returns. So buying your education could cost lower and you will gain more than you would invest in, for example, company. So try to calculate the risks and so there's depends on what news, and because this is current level is pretty attractive. For example, if I had free money to invest, I would probably invest in around $5 per share. If it will go down to 4, for example, so if they go minus 30% or 50%, if there would be good on the fundamentals side, I would invest more. And I usually look if there's some of the big companies such as BlackRock or Vanguard. Also pretty much the same is this ProPhase Labs. So they're currently also down from its peak on middle January, so $16. They're currently minus 70, and I'm sure there was people buying this at 16 thinking that it could be over 100 or 30 or 50, but it's only 5 months from there, and they're currently down, and it might look like it possibly even could drop to this level. So they were pretty long on this $2, $3 per share. So there's how much is there? 30%. How much is there? 800%. So for those who invested early, probably very nice profits taken off. But as you can see, they handed so long for almost the same level. So even less. So 1 to 3 for a whole long time. Usually it could go down. We saw this in history. So they had yeah, 2001 and back to 2011. So 10 years later, pretty much on the same level, even less. So this is one of the things that every investor should count with these highly volatile shares. I hope I answered your question. So if some of you have more, please comment this video and I will research your thoughts, your suggestions, and thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and see you in a future one.